Hi, my name is Megan Casebolt, and I am a social work and women and gender studies major with a minor in world religions and a certificate in African studies. I was raised a Unitarian Universalist, so pretty much I could decide whatever I wanted to believe, which was pretty cool. And so interfaith is just sort of something I grew up with. So.
Great. And so why do you think that interfaith work is important?
Well, I mean, it's important in a lot of different ways. I think one reason that interfaith work is important is that more that people from different religions talk to each other and learn from each other, they realize that they really have more in common that they have different. And if they just get down to the very basic tenets of all of their different religions, then they'll realize that they have so much more that they agree on than they don't agree on. And also, religion is a huge part of everyone's everyday life. In certain religions, it really prescribes the kinds of things that you can do and the way that you live your life. And so understanding someone's religion is a key part to understanding who they are and why they do the things that they do.
And so, what kind of do you hope to see as a result of the interfaith movement happen at Ohio University?
I think to a certain extent there's a little bit of ignorance about certain religions on OU's campus. Islam is one that comes to mind, Hinduism as well. They just don't know, and so I think that the more people work with people from other religions, again, they can learn from them, and they can understand a little better, and they can help get rid of some of the stereotypes and ideas that they have in their head that they've gained from the media, from their parents, or from other people who don't necessarily know what they're talking about. And I think that it's also going to help spark some dialogue between people that never would have met and never would have interacted before if they start getting involved in interfaith things. So.
Yeah, great. And so why is the issue of water pollution important to you?
Well, I've worked with children in India and in Botswana, and I've seen firsthand the impact that not having clean water can have on kids and adults, but especially on kids. It's really, really hard on kids to not have clean water. They're very susceptible to diseases like cholera and other things that are waterborne, and so I've seen firsthand the effect that that can have. And it's also a huge problem in the United States, and people just don't think about it. They don't realize the amount of people in the United States that are homeless and don't have access to simple things like clean water. And so people understand, oh, that's something that happens out there, and they don't see that as something that happens here. So the fact that we're tying something international to something local at the same time and sort of making it a more broad conversation is going to help some people here in Athens, I think, understand that it's a much more prevalent problem here than they think it is.
It makes sense. So my last question is there any sort of scripture or personal leadership in your faith background that gives you inspiration to do service and work for others?
Well, Unitarian Universalism is really into social justice. We started doing social justice projects pretty much out of the womb in Unitarian Universalism. It's just something that they raise us to do. I started working at a local animal shelter when I was like 4, so it's just something that I've always done. And Unitarian Universalists are pretty well known for it. I mean, a bunch of the ministers in Massachusetts that were arrested for marrying gay couples were Unitarian Universalists and a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's just something that's, doing social justice is just as important as what God you believe in or faith that you have in Unitarian Universalism.
Great, thank you so much.